Hi everyone, today this is Maria Dismondy and this is our last day of the Parenting with Purpose Challenge. And today we're going to talk about that final puzzle piece. What is going to put it all together for you? We've spent 5 days working on your family and trying to figure out what your family needs. First, we talked about you and what do you need to do to move forward and to stop self-sabotaging yourself. Then we next talked about leaving a legacy for your family. We talked about traditions. We then talked about love languages and being able to really connect with your children. When you know their love language, you're going to connect much faster. Yesterday, we talked about making time a priority for each of your children, especially if you have multiple children. And today, the final missing puzzle piece, the final puzzle piece, is the fact that these great ideas, these challenges do not live on worksheet pages. They do not live in journals. They live in real life, and that's the only way that they're going to happen. So in today's workbook page, you have a calendar for October, November, and December. We want you to print out those calendars, download it first, then print the calendars out, and get something down on the calendar. Put a date on there for you and your spouse or your partner. Put a date on there for you and your children. Maybe you have to decide too, like what out of all these 5 days we've been talking, what does your family need you to start first? Where do you need to begin? What do you need most? What is the biggest need for your family? And so maybe it's working on yourself. Maybe it's day one, going back to day one, and what is it that you are doing that is really stopping you as a parent? How can you work on that in the next 3 months? How about taking time each week to do some self digging and some self-work? Maybe it's the fact that you don't feel healthy and that's stopping you as a parent. So maybe you make 30 minutes 5 days a week to exercise so that you can be a better parent. So today what we really want you to do is we want you to figure out what's going to be your biggest impact from this challenge. And we want you to get that calendar out and we want you to get it written down. I'll give you another example. Let's say figuring out your family's love languages, you think that communication, that connection would be your biggest impact. So how about get that calendar out and next week, when can you set aside 30 minutes of time to do the quizzes and to sit with your children and have them do the quizzes and figure out what their love languages are? When can you set aside another 30 minutes to read up on how you can connect with someone who receives love in that language? It's all online, these free resources. Bringing the challenge to you has been my pleasure. My biggest goal in the work that I do, writing and publishing children's picture books, is to make parenting easier, simpler. And one way to do that is to slow down as a parent and to really figure out what are the values that are important to your family and to make those values part of your living. No longer are you going to say, oh yes, we love this, we love that. No, live out the values that you find important. No longer are you going to say, I'm too busy for that. We're just so busy. Slow down and decide what is really important for your family. Life is short. It goes by super duper fast. And we want to make an impact on the time we have with our children. We are raising leaders. We are raising the next generation. And so one way to do that as a parent is to slow down and to really take the time to be intentional. I'm taking the time to do this in the back of my minivan because I don't have an excuse that life is so busy, and I might have spent an hour and a half at the post office this morning, but that doesn't stop me from showing up and giving you the last bit of information, that final puzzle piece, that last puzzle piece, putting it all together, taking out the calendar and making time for what you want to happen. All right, friends, I have had so much fun. If you didn't do the work yet, no big deal. Go back to day one. All the videos, all of the emails, they're all there for you, especially the workbook pages. You can go back, you can start next week. It's all on that resource page for you. And if you didn't sign up for the challenge and you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go ahead and put your email below and we'll make sure you get what you need. Thanks, everyone.